Saturday, December 11th, 2021. We're in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, alongside CSX's Riverline. And next to it is the Susquehanna, Maine. Today, the Susquehanna is running a Toys for Tots train out to Vernon, but we're going to chase it in a few places up to Wyckoff. Susquehanna track is at the far end there. There's been a lot of rumor about what kind of power is going to be on that Toys for Tots train. A Susquehanna SD45, a Snoot Nose SD40-2. Then it became an NSGP 38-2, which made a lot of rail fans a bit crestfallen in these parts. But then they were raised with the thought of a possibility of the Erie Lackawanna Heritage Unit, the 1700 SD45-2. I know I was foaming at the mouth at the thought of seeing that. But then they finally finalized it with the NSGP 38-2 5638. So we're not going to chase that train as far as we had planned, with some more interesting power, but an EMD is an EMD. Take it for what it's worth. Every rail fan in northern New Jersey is here. It's Foamer City, my God. Dean 4909 is all over the place. 7:55 a.m., the unmistakable sound of a Gevo horn. Got a northbound. This is train Q007, bound for East St. Louis, Illinois. High priority train. Q007, that's a reincarnation of Q111. That evolved from an old Conrail Mail 3, but that didn't run through here. Ran through Pennsylvania. And here comes the Toys for Tots train out of North Bergen Yard. We're at Rochelle Park by the CVS Pharmacy. That's his first stop on his Toys for Tots crusade today. Gonna pull the engine up to the crossing, bring the cars nearby, and cut the engine off. Jeep 38-2 5638. Toiled for many years on the Hershey switcher. One of the cars on this Toys for Tots train is a car that's traveled very fast over the years. The Hickory Creek observation car, which was formerly used, as you can see, on the drumhead on the 20th Century Limited. 16-hour New York to Chicago trains, averaging 60 miles an hour from Grand Central Terminal in New York to LaSalle Street Station in Chicago. Might be the Susquehanna Railroad. That's who owns this track, but it looks an awful lot like the New York Central. This train makes its run every year to collect toys in all the communities in northern New Jersey for some poor child around the country, around the world. Here's Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas! Right here, Brenda Sandra.
And the Marine Corps is here.
She was suffering.
I've never partook in these Toys for Tots events, but this is really something.
Probably not.
Great cause.
Everybody there, step back. Everybody there.
Us fans and a lot of other people have toys to donate. And here's the old Susquehanna Depot here at Rochelle Park. And we see that Jeep 38-2 sitting in the clear past the crossing while the toys are being collected west of the crossing. It's quite a sight.
I love the engine. I just
Not quite a Susquehanna engine, but it'll do. And it's a General Motors unit, so. Yeah, there was a lot of disappointment in this engine being in charge of the Toys for Tots train today. There were high expectations for Susquehanna SD45s, Snoot Nose SD40s, and even the Erie Lackawanna SD45-21700. People were not very happy to see this in charge, but it's good old General Motors. It sounds real good. When you talk about some of the greatest diesel locomotives ever built, many will talk about the Alco PAs, the EMD DD40AXs, Centennials. Just about everybody talks about the SD40-2, probably the biggest numbered locomotive type ever built. But these engines, the Jeep 38-2s, definitely cannot be ignored. They come in a close second. Great engines for switchword, local freight, even passenger service. Long Island Railroad had a large fleet of those engines that performed admirably for over 20 years. Here's our conductor and here's our engineer.
You want me to get a picture?
What's that?
Me on the end of this car. Like that.
Oh, okay. You're the conductor of this train?
Yes, I am.
And your name is?
Joe Napolitano.
Oh, okay. I've never been to one of these. I'm from Long Island. It's quite an event. I just wish we had a Susquehanna engine or a...
Unfortunately, we couldn't get one this year.
Oh, well.
They're all tied up on the northern division.
Yeah, Dr. Joe Napolitano is backing the... Joe Napolitano. He's also a member of the Garden State Model Railroad Club that I had the pleasure of visiting a few weeks ago. He was the one that had those D&H and Guilford painted engines with the very authentic sound on them. Getting ready for his 9:30 departure from here. His next stop will be Hawthorne. Very gloomy but mild day today. Merry Christmas! I made it to Hawthorne, New Jersey. Got ahead of it a little bit. You can hear them approaching, blowing for a lot of railroad crossings. This is the Burton Avenue crossing. The website indicates that that's where the train is supposed to stop, and they got the trucks here. But it's parked further down by the old depot. Well, we're down by the Warburton crossing. It's 10:03, and I think the special is leaving Hawthorne. I think we're going to end the chase here. Yeah, Dean and Lance are going to give up and go chase the Meadowlands trains after this.
lantern out.
This is Susie Q, the wife of the engineer, and your name is?
Jeannie.
Ah. Pleasure to meet you on this dreary day.
Oh, I know. I wish we had better weather. Hope we got a lot of kids, a lot of toys.
You did. You will. I'm from Long Island. The first time ever rail fan this line.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my husband's been working for this for 22 years so far. Yeah.
Oh, great. God bless him.
Yeah. He's a freight engineer, and I'm a real widow.
Oh, boy. Well, my wife has to suffer through that, too. So,
really?
Yeah. 26 years we're married, so I must be doing something right.
We're married 38.
Great.
Isn't it crazy? Yeah, I know. We must be doing something right. In fact, coming like this for him today, it's a stretch.
That's dedication. Thank you, Susie. Well, we're going to leave the Toys for Tots train today. What's a significant competition to this is the Army-Navy game specials. They're running in the Meadowlands. Supposedly they'll have specially painted military units. ALP-45 DPs going to the Meadowlands. Very frequent service. Well, he finally moved up past the Burton Avenue crossing, doing his thing. I'll stick around here until the train leaves. There he is. Pilot of this General Motors steed. His wife is here to greet him. Miss Susie Q. Met her earlier. And they're getting ready to pull out. Next stop will be Midland Park, but I'm going to surrender this chase and head for East Rutherford to see the football special. Move to the Union Avenue crossing, East Rutherford. Here's a football special. That's the pick of the litter here. We're right near the Meadowlands football arena. Today's the Army-Navy game. And that ALP-45-4502 is painted in a special commemorative military paint scheme. And we'll be seeing it several times throughout the day, as well as other engines patched up with military emblems of the various armed services. This crossing is on the Pascack Valley line. It's a line that serves Spring Valley, the NJ and NY Railroad, or the NY and NJ Railroad. I never can get them right. But the football specials use this track from Pascack Valley Junction to the arena. And the junction off of the Pascack Valley to the arena is just a little ways past us. Well, there's the junction to the Meadowlands Arena right there. The signal bridge goes over the leads to the arena. There's your rail fan by myself, but not today. There's Cooper. What's your name?
Liberty Railfan, Adam.
Oh, Liberty. Oh, yeah, yeah. I see your stuff. Yep. Great. And I know you, Mr. What's that, Jack?
Yep.
Jack. And we all know who this is. Mr. Smith. Dr. Smith. Last but least is Dean.
Yep. 4909.
Take that hat off.
No.
At 11:39, here comes our next Meadowlands bound football special. He's got a nice horn. See him branching off onto the spur at Sport Interlocking with an ALP 45 DP with a really beautiful loud horn. Painted up for the United States Coast Guard. 11:51, this is train 1931. A Secaucus Meadowlands train. And he's got the 4502. Just an awesome livery. Oh. Double horn salute. He's heading back to the Meadowlands to Secaucus for another load. And down Union Avenue in the distance, you can see the Meadowlands Stadium, where the Army-Navy game is going to be today. Around 4 o'clock, and they're running like streetcars getting people to the game. This should be 2100. No, that's another extra from Meadowlands to Secaucus or Hoboken likely with the Coast Guard unit. Train 2100, a Metro North Express from Spring Valley to Hoboken is also due pretty soon. Comes our next train bound for the stadium. Space Force locomotive bound for the football stadium. Approaching at 12:20 is train 2110. This is a Metro North Express from Spring Valley to Hoboken. Goes non-stop from Pearl River to Secaucus. About another minute, he'll be entering the Bergen County line at Pascack Junction and head on into Secaucus. Action at 12:28. Just about to round the bend, coming from Pascack Junction. Another Meadowlands bound train, 1929. The horns on those DPs are impressive. That one was patched up for all of the armed services. And the rail fans are getting ready at 12:35 for 2111. This is a Hoboken Spring Valley local. On the near track. .44 should have 1941 approaching for the Meadowlands. Like I said, they're running these trains roughly every 12 minutes now, like streetcars and corresponding deadheads. It's nice to see New Jersey Transit carrying on a tradition of heavy-duty rail transportation in the Army-Navy game. Years ago, Pennsylvania Railroad used to run a ton of GG1 powered trains to the Army-Navy game when it was there. And the trains would be all lined up, like about 10 to 15 GG1 haul trains bound for Washington, Baltimore, New York. It was awesome. And today's show was awesome. And it's neat having all these military painted engines. P45 DP 4502. Beautiful engine. 1254, here comes a deadhead coming through Sport. John's train ran away. Train 1243 going through Sport Interlocking with the Army unit. So far I haven't seen the Navy or the Air Force or the Marine Corps. We got a deadhead coming out of the Meadowlands at 105. He's holding up train 2112 from Spring Valley to Hoboken. Forces 4518, that's a loud engine. Anchors away, the Navy engine. First time I've seen that today. We're going to get all of them here. They have 8 painted up like this. Next up is 2112, Spring Valley to Hoboken at 107. You'll have a Jeep on the rear end. And we got another deadhead at 112, and this should have the 4502. ago I was knocking the ALP 45s. Not today. They just keep coming. 118. Army and Coast Guard. This action is making this veteran very happy. Meadowlands bound 127. Train 1951 with Space Force again. 136, this should be train 1955 for the Meadowlands. We're right near Teterboro Airport. See a lot of aircraft traffic here. And keep coming. The game is supposedly starting at 3, and we're all hoping that we get to see the military flyover. And 142, deadhead. Navy. The way all the fans here were screaming "Deadhead," you think the Grateful Dead was performing at the Meadowlands. And gates are going down at 1:48 for train 1957 for the Meadowlands. The parade continues. I'm impressed with the decibel level of these horns on these ALP 45s. engine never gets old. Got another deadhead coming back at 150. Well, we've seen all of them except for the Marines and the Air Force. Another deadhead at 201. Just going through sport interlocking. Double track spur to the Meadowlands. Space Force. We got 1959 coming for the Meadowlands at 202. Army engine. Tell you couldn't ask for a better day on December 11th. It's 58 degrees here. Armed Forces deadhead, 211. Pretty much overdosing on these engines. We've seen all of these engines numerous times. Well, here's another deadhead coming out of the stadium grounds at 218. This should have the 4502. And Jimmy the conductor, he's a well-known friendly conductor on New Jersey Transit, might give us a horn show in the back. We got a lot of plane buffs here. There's a Dash 8 taking off, and I'm not talking about a GE engine. It's coming up here. US Army-8.
Out of it.
De Havilland is a Canadian-built company from Toronto. There it is again. U.S. Army de Havilland, Canada-built plane. Got heavy air and train traffic here. That's taking off from Teterboro. This is 1965 for the Meadowlands. We got a train coming out of the Meadowlands also. Coast Guard coming and Army going. Okay, 232. Train 2115 bound for Spring Valley. With a Jeep. Nice. GP40 PH2B 4209. p.m. heading for Meadowlands. Space Force, number 4500, the class unit of the ALP 45 DPs. What I'm told is the Marine Corps unit may come later for the return trips, and the Air Force is on stand. And the fans serenade another deadhead. Proudly showing off his Canadian National ET-44AC shirt. That was a Spring Valley Hoboken train via 305. Check that out. Military flyover, look at that. Spring Valley to Hoboken. Oh, look at that. It's a real gloomy day, but fortunately the rain stopped before this onslaught of these football specials came by. They're getting easier to see landing at Newark Airport. Before you couldn't see them at all. Deadhead at 3:16. Get a little windy. Coast Guard. Gonna hang around a little longer and get the 4502 once again, going to the stadium. It said TP on that plane. Okay, we got one more Meadowlands train we'll catch here. This should have the 4502, I think. 325. No, that had the Army engine, but we've seen the 4502 quite a few times already. So, well, we're going to deviate from our football specials and take a train ride to Hoboken from this beautiful 1897 built Erie Railroad Depot at Rutherford, New Jersey. It's a classic structure. Erie Road, Rutherford to Hoboken, we're here, and you're looking at Lower Manhattan. Freedom Tower in the center, standing mightily.
Yeah.
There's a Jeep idling over there with no HEP.
No, 4200 has a HEP.
Well, it's not on.
It's not on.
There's the Lackawanna Tower at Hoboken Terminal. You can see it's 4:37, 4:35, and how dark it is. We're among the shortest days of the year now. F40 PH-3C 4908. He's going to go out as train 77 to Port Jervis later. And there she is. It's going out on a Warwick train. 1879. got off at Secaucus, and there are a couple of Meadowlands trains here. Got the Navy engine and the Army over there. .535, we have a suffering train arriving. As these two deadheads to the Meadowlands wait. The Army unit is getting ready to extra out to the Meadowlands. Got a signal. .605, here comes a train arriving from the Meadowlands. Marine Corps, hadn't seen that one today. Here goes the Navy to the Meadowlands to pick up his load. right, at 6:13, they're starting to fleet the deadheads out to Meadowlands to pick up a load of people coming out of there. There'll be a whole fleet of trains coming back here. We've gotten them all except the Air Force, my branch of the service. All right, 6:15, here comes our next arrival from the Meadowlands. Space Force. Train 79 to Port Jervis. Another Meadowlands arrival. Here comes 1879 for Waldwick. Should have the CNJ. a spring battle with the 4209. Here comes 1679 to Warwick. That Meadowlands deadhead pulls out, another load is coming in. And the CNJ is headed to Waldwick, taking it easy. He's got a restricting signal. There's another train that arrives from the Meadowlands. Engine. At 6:45, they keep coming. Football revelers. Heading back to the arena at 6:48. We've seen a magnificent fleet of military might on New Jersey Transit today, and I might add that the Navy beat Army 17-13. Right, 6:53. We were going to go back to Rutherford on the CNJ powertrain, but we wanted to stay here another hour and hope to get the Air Force engine. That's the only one that we haven't gotten today. And here comes the next arrival, 6:56. They are really fleeting them like crazy now. The game is over. Everybody's leaving. Army, they were the losers today. That time is 7:01. They're coming in rapid fire now. For a few minutes, we had the winner and the loser of today's football game occupying the same platform. The loser is on its way out. As he pulls out, another one is about to pull in. New Jersey Transit is really slingshotting those trains in here, one after the other, and out just the same. Time is 7:08. And you'll notice as all these trains pull out, they do a brake test. Time is 7:25 as we await our train back to Rutherford. Here comes train 1996, which runs from the Meadowlands to Hoboken. It's the first one I've seen going there. Well, whether I see the Air Force unit or not at this point, it's been a fabulous day between the Toys for Tots CSX train, 7 out of 8 of these military units, plus the CNJ. Can't complain. And again, New Jersey Transit has done a super impressive job running these trains today. First time they ran them in 2 years. They didn't run them last year and made it extra sweet with those military painted units. Oh, here comes our train. Our train is coming. Got off the train at Rutherford. See the Christmas decorations here. This train at Warwick is getting ready to